Alright, the fourth and final macromolecule that we're going to cover this week is nucleic acids. As you can see, it's a rather short section, so that's good. So follow along. To start with, detailed instructions to build proteins are stored in extremely long carbon-based molecules called nucleic acids. Nucleic acids are polymers that are made up of monomers called nucleotides. A nucleotide is composed of a sugar, a phosphate group, and a nitrogen-containing molecule called a base. There are two general types of nucleic acids, DNA and RNA. Nucleic acids differ from the other types of carbon-based molecules. Carbohydrates, lipids, and proteins have a large number of structures and functions. Nucleic acids have just one function. They work together to make proteins. DNA stores the information for putting amino acids together to make proteins, and RNA helps to build the proteins. DNA is the basis of genes and heredity, but cannot do anything by itself. Instead, the structure of DNA, the order of nucleotides, provides the code for the proper assembly of proteins. You'll learn more about nucleic acids and how they build proteins in Unit 3. Alright, so to look at this and recap it, we know a little bit about DNA. You should know about the A, T, C, G as well. If not, we'll have to catch you up when we actually start looking at DNA in a bit more detail at the end of the first semester here. But let's recap nucleic acids. So, to start with, it is a macromolecule, once again. And we happen to be looking at nucleic acids. What do we need to know about nucleic acids? First off, there are two types, DNA and RNA. Second off, they have one function, makes proteins. Now, DNA actually doesn't make the protein, nor does RNA. It more or less provides the detailed instructions of how a protein should be made. You might recall from previous science classes that it's the ribosomes that actually make the proteins. The DNA and RNA, they just kind of tell the proteins, hey, this is how it needs to be put together. Some of the components. We have nitrogen base. We have a sugar. Hopefully you recall that sugar is a carbohydrate, and carbohydrates include a big important element, carbon, and the last part is a phosphate group. Now, if you're a little confused on what nitrogen bases, sugars, phosphate groups, what that looks like together, don't worry about that just yet. Just know that these are the three things that are included in nucleic acids. Because nucleic acids are a macromolecule, that means by default they include carbon, which means by default they are a carbon-based molecule. And carbon-based molecules also include all the other macromolecules, proteins, lipids, and carbohydrates. And lastly, they are polymers made up of monomers. And you should know that the monomers are nucleotides. So when we get to talking about DNA and we say nucleotides make up DNA and RNA, you should at least know that much. I wouldn't expect you necessarily to know much more about the nucleotides, but you should be aware that, hey, nucleotides make up DNA and RNA. Alright, that's it for nucleic acids. Nice, short, and sweet. Make sure you get this jotted down.